I'm delighted to introduce Josef Mastragostino, who's the Chief Investor Relations Officer for Tinexta. Tinexta has three core divisions. Josef, could we talk first about the longest established business, Digital Trust? Could you talk about what the business does, what your strategy is for the business, and the key structural drivers?
Sure, thank you, Russell. So Digital Trust, in particular, InfoCert, which is the leading brand that we have under the business unit Digital Trust, is the business unit that deals mostly with digital identity. We have now become a European player. In particular, in the past 16 to 8 months, we've been involved in important M&A deals, in particular in France, where we actually are expanding our presence alongside with our strongest presence in Italy. We command a very strong market share in Italy. We are by far the leaders. As I said, we deal with digital identity. Most of our business is involved with what we call to be off-the-shelf products as well as enterprise solutions. Off-the-shelf products, we very succinct, are primarily commodity products that individuals like you and I can buy directly from the website. They are certified electronic email. They are also the digital signature, as well as SPID, which is here in Italy, a very important tool to deal with the public administration. In terms of the other, I would say 50% of revenues, those are generated by enterprise solutions. Enterprise solutions are services that we sell to companies, small, medium enterprises, or even large enterprises. And we are an enabler of digitalization. So they go anywhere from dematerializing from paper to digital. We do electronic archiving as well as digital invoicing. So we basically improve the digitalization process within companies. In the most recent years, Digital Trust has grown tremendously. It has grown now more than 100 million euros of revenue on a 21 base. This year has been a very important year. It has been very, I would say, pivotal, and it's been a pivotal year in terms of M&A because we've been now expanding abroad, in particular in, I would say, selected areas of Europe, the most recent one being, in fact, France. Our company in France is called CEF Europe. We purchased this now more than a year ago. It is doing tremendously well, and we are actively actually increasing our presence of enterprise solutions in France. The company has been growing very healthy double digits in terms of revenue, and even more so in terms of EBITDA because of its operating leverage. I would lastly add that we are actively looking at M&A in this division, in particular because there's still a lot of growth that needs to be expressed, and we are cherry picking our geographies. We're actively looking again in France, Spain, as well as the UK. Given that there is strong interest for our products and our services.
So moving on to cybersecurity, which is your youngest division, could you just talk about how that business has developed and how you expect future growth to come through?
Right. So now it's been a year or so since we bought three companies in the cybersecurity business unit. There is tremendous growth also here that can be expressed. The market is growing a very healthy high single digit on a year-by-year basis. I would say that this year has been a very peculiar year because of all the recent macroeconomic, obviously, events that have hit the market. Cybersecurity is becoming an even more so there is even more so demand by customers, by companies, small, medium enterprises or large enterprises that need to grow, obviously having a very secure framework. So we are also here trying to improve the cybersecurity features among companies. I would say that this division is, as you said, the youngest one of the group, but at the same time, it is the one that has the highest growth potential. For 2021, we closed the year at a very healthy, I would say, growth versus the prior year. This year is probably going to be more of a transition year going into 2023. So we expect this division to grow. We expect this to grow both organically, but also via M&A, because we expect to do in the medium to long term some bolt-on acquisitions, particularly in Italy, before considering the international market also at a European level.
And your final division, which is Innovation and Marketing Services, which is the most important to the group from a EBITDA perspective. Similar to earlier, could you just talk about what the businesses do and what the growth profile is and what your strategy is? And recently, Intesa Sanpaolo recently took a minority stake in this business.
Yes, Russell, absolutely. So Innovation Marketing Services is the division that contributes most in terms of EBITDA to the whole group. It is also the division that deals mostly with enabling, I would say, small and medium enterprises with fiscal relief in terms of subsidies, in terms of automatic finance, in terms of European funding, in terms of training, in terms of ESG and sustainability programs within companies. So what we do is we help small, medium, and large enterprises find additional economic resources for their growth. That is both from a manufacturing standpoint, but more recently also from a digital marketing standpoint, which is the big game changer, I would say, in the last 12 to 16 months. Warrant Hub here is the biggest, I would say, company of the business unit, together with the digital marketing divisions that are also contributing very strongly. This is a business unit that usually is very busy, in particular in the last quarter of the year and in the last 6 weeks. So as we speak, I would say from the second part of November all the way to the end of December, this business unit is very busy in, as I said at the very beginning, helping small, medium enterprises find additional economic resources from all the resources out there, being it the budget law, being it the European funds. So this business has also grown, I would say, in the last couple of years very strongly. We've started looking abroad. More recently, at the beginning of 22, we bought another company in Spain. And also in this division, alongside with Digital Trust, we are looking for additional M&A in the geographies such as Spain and Germany, as well as other European countries. In particular, I would say that we have the beauty of cherry picking our geographies depending on the assets that we want to look at. And Innovation and Marketing Services is best placed to grow also internationally and growing also on the synergies with the company that we have back home, which is Warrant.
And so finally, if we talk about 2022, you just released your Q3 22 results and reiterated the guidance for the year, despite the more challenging macroeconomic environment. And also it's been a very busy year from an M&A perspective. So could you give some brief headlines on results, your outlook, and how you think the business is positioned for future growth?
Yeah, so in terms of the 9 months results, we recently announced the results, and we were growing both in terms of EBITDA as well as revenue at double-digit pace. In particular, revenues came in at plus 19% versus prior year, while EBITDA was growing close to 17%. So I would say very happy about the 9 months results. We know that the fourth quarter in particular will be the most challenging yet the most important quarter of the year in terms of EBITDA generation. So we are very confident that we will be able to reach our guidance. For that matter, in fact, we decided to actually reiterate our guidance, given also the performance that has been registered in the recent month of October. Now we have November and December. As I said before, there is still a lot that needs to be done. We are confident we will reach our guidance. I think that reaching our guidance is important, even more so now that the macroeconomic environment versus the beginning of the year when we actually gave the guidance has completely deteriorated. And that, I have to say, is a very strong commitment for the company to actually deliver and get to, at the end of the year with the results that we said at the beginning of the year. At the end of the day, I mean, if it's going to be an extra million or two of EBITDA, I don't think it will change the big difference. But I think the substance is what the market is looking for, and we are here to deliver. In terms of, I think, extraordinary items of the year, it was definitely a year of M&A. We did probably the most important disposal of the so-called credit information management division for a total enterprise value around 237.5 million euros. So it's very important business division. We now closed the Innolva, which was probably the most important part of the deal. We're still, we still need to close the Revaluta, which is going to happen anytime between now and the end of the year. So we're definitely going to be closing that. There's going to be no financial impact. There's no risks related to that closing. But definitely we have a lot of cash on our balance sheet, which we want to spend wisely. When we say we want to spend it wisely, Tinexta has been very active in the M&A activity for the past, I would say, 13 years. We closed more than 27 deals in the past 13 years, actually in the past 9 years. And we did, I think we did a very important, selective approach. We utilize a selective approach in the M&A process by looking at, high potential targets. These high potential targets, as I said at the beginning, will most likely be identified both in the digital trust division as well as the innovation and marketing division. And then we will probably look at some bolt-on acquisition in the cybersecurity unit. At the end of the day, we want to buy assets that have a very attractive cash flow profile, that have been doing very well, that have a very, very strong track record, and above all, that have a great positioning and it needs to be to the great complement of the business unit itself in order for us to actually integrate them and bring home some additional synergies depending on the business unit in which we actually purchase.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. Thank you for the overview.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.